Hey everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to episode 5 of the Your Trip is Short podcast. Once again, my name is Eric Lucier, and another episode on Wednesday, November 11th, Veterans Day continued. Really enjoying the recording so far. And hope that this works out. Trying a new input technique in hopes that perhaps we can improve the audio quality. Already asking a good friend about an intro and an outro, maybe even a liner, maybe turning this into more of a quote-unquote radio show than I intended it to be. I do mean for it to be fun, spontaneous. Can't say playful. I can't say intuitive. I can say it's meant to be about really good music. And that's something, as I've already mentioned, that I feel that commercial radio has really been lacking for years now because of the way that they're built. They allow consultants from out of markets to tell a station what they should be playing based on a focus group. And if you've never taken part in a focus group or aren't familiar with them at all, they'll basically take snippets of new songs, play like 30 seconds of them, and then go, "Did you like that song? Would you like to hear it?" And then they program a station based around that. Not only that, well, they play the song, but if it's a good song or a popular song, they'll play it 4, 5, 6 times a day. Some top 40 radio stations, 10, 12 times a day. And who is this 30 people that are deciding what a station plays? It's such a tiny percentage. It's frustrating. And one of the reasons why I'm no longer in commercial radio. Did my time, had a good time while I was doing it, but I'm so far removed from it right now that I only want to be playing good music. And so few stations out there let you program your own music. College radio, that's what it's there for. And some college radio stations are great. Heck, WRUV right here in town, University of Vermont's college radio station in Burlington, won't let you play a song on air if it's been played on a commercial radio station. Think about that for a second. There's not a whole lot of stations that would be doing that, no matter college or otherwise, and stay afloat. But thankfully, they're not driven by advertisers, and they can get away with it. But there are some really creative DJs on WRUV that follow those rules and program some great radio stations. And I was loving it when I was doing it on WWPV, playing all those recordings I've made at Higher Ground and Club Toast and Club Metronome and all around Vermont, and playing some other stuff that I was getting from trades. I loved that stuff. You weren't going to hear that anywhere, and I loved that portion of it. I love being unique. I love doing something that nobody else is doing, and I've had the opportunity to work in a job or two where that has been the case. But again, I just wanted to open up the mic, sigh a little bit, had a kind of a frustrating afternoon with the day job, if you will, and release. And that's already a little bit of what I'm seeing the potential of the show being, is a release. Letting me talk a little bit, vent a little bit, and then getting to the music, because that's what's important. So I'm hoping that you've enjoyed the music that I've shared. I'm going to throw down some more music right now that I'm hoping you haven't heard. I'm going to let this be instrumental driven, and we're going to go from there. The last set that I played, the end of podcast number 4, episode number 4 of Your Trip is Short podcast, was from Oregon. I don't even know how you say it necessarily, but I threw them in there. Great instrumental funk, one of the great bands I've discovered over the last couple of years. And there's been a lot of them. And I'm going to play more, and I'm going to focus on the instrumental end of bands you should know on this Veterans Day. And just release. It's approaching 5 o'clock. We'll see how fast it takes for Spotify to turn this around, because they do need to approve this. But I'm going to get this out there, and for those that have listened already, thank you. Again, if you want to reach me by email, yourtripis short2020@gmail.com. Send me a note, drop a comment, please like, please subscribe, please tell your friends. Really enjoying this podcast outlet so far, because again, it's not just about what I'm saying, but about what I'm playing. And I'm hoping that you've taken this opportunity to discover a new artist, gone and streamed them, liked them, followed them, downloaded them, support them. These artists have lost so much money and income over these last 8 months due to COVID, a lot of these smaller artists, that they need to be supported. Not all of them have the backing of a record label or major tours or merchandise sales under them belt to keep them afloat. Some of them really did rely on those shows and what little they brought in to pay the bills. So hopefully you've discovered a few new artists and what's upcoming here. Maybe you've already discovered some great new artists on the Your Trip is Short podcast, but please keep listening, keep telling your friends, and keep living a big, big life, because your trip is short. Thank you. And we're back. I didn't think I'd be plugging in a little something at the end, but for some reason that episode was rejected from the Spotify review. For you see, once I click submit, for some reason it has to go to the Spotify gods, so I guess they can overlook things and make sure that it all is on the up and up. And all I got was it was rejected segment because it was not enough talk time. So I don't quite get that. It was about 5 minutes and 15 seconds. But I did play 10 songs, so I'm coming back in to wrap up this episode, try to add enough talk time, and try to get this approved and uploaded because, hey, I'm trying to do a new thing and I'm trying to get it out there fast. One of the things I did have to do, I don't know if you noticed the audio quality is a little bit better on this. What I did have to do was extract the audio, actually, that I recorded on a microphone that's plugged into my tablet and actually convert it up the decibel input threshold to actually give it some gain, and then resave it, make it into an MP3, and then upload it. So that's a lot of audio goo goo gaga for those that aren't on the audio end of things. But I was monkeying around with things and had to basically amp it up a little bit to get my input gains to a better level. So I'm actually speaking a little bit louder on this one, trying to view my input to make sure it is as loud and trying to get as much audio into this so I can get this approved. So we're going to go back to what you heard there, just as a recap to try to get this up and running. We heard Deantown from Vulfpeck. For those of you that don't know those guys, my goodness. One of my most favorite bands from the last 21 years, Soulive, doing Uncle Junior from their debut EP. It was released, or actually recorded, in the first week that they were a band, Neil and Alan Evans and Eric Krasno, and then I bought that at day 40 or so at Higher Ground on their first year anniversary, April 15th, 1999. That's Soulive doing Uncle Junior. We heard from Greyboy. He was the original DJ in Greyboy All-Stars doing Unwind Your Mind. Groove Collective, a great under-the-radar jazz funk band from New York City doing Fly. Speedometer, a great funk outfit from the UK doing Rubberneck. Shake It from the new Mastersounds. Speaking of the UK, a great instrumental quartet there doing some great funk, the new Mastersounds. Sound Tribe, Sector 9, STS9 doing Totem. For those of you that don't know those guys, a wonderful band on the jam improv scene of late. Well, I can't even say of late. They've been doing it for 20 years now, too. Sector 9 doing Totem. Robert Walters' 20th Congress doing Posthuman. Robert Walters got some great publicity, so to speak, by being in Mike Gordon from Fish's touring band over the last handful of years. But Robert Walter was in the Greyboy All-Stars, and he's been playing on that circuit for a long time now, doing some great instrumental stuff there. Cory Wong, a sideman for Vulfpeck, doing Clickbait. Cory Wong's released something like 5 CDs so far in 2020. Amazing, prolific writer, great guitarist. Check him out. It's Cory Wong, Corywong. And we wrapped up with an instrumental track from the drummer from Galactic, Stanton Moore, doing Blues for Ben from Stanton's debut release. That band, my goodness. Charlie Hunter is in there. Scarrick's doing some stuff. Stanton Moore banging on things. Incredible, incredible stuff from the debut release from Stanton Moore. So that's the 10 songs you heard there. We're going to wrap up this edition of the Your Trip is Short podcast, episode 5. My name is Eric Lucier. I hope you enjoyed those tracks. Stay tuned for episode 6 very, very soon.